We'll call the Forestville Town Board monthly meeting on Monday, March 21st at 6:33. Roll call, please.
Roy Engelbert.
Here.
Larry Huber.
Here.
Jason Klahach.
Here.
Tina Schmidt.
Here.
And I'm Ruth Kirscher.
Thank you. Has the agenda been properly noticed?
Yes.
Okay. So next item would be to motion to approve the agenda.
I make a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll second that.
Motion made to approve the agenda. Don't see any changes to it, so all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, motion carried. Next, we have the minutes of our February 21st monthly meeting and also our special meeting that we had on
March 2nd.
March 2nd. The minutes have been sent out.
Yes, I looked at them. They look to be accurate. I saw nothing in error. So I make a motion to adopt those as you prepared them.
A second.
Motion made to adopt the minutes or approve the minutes. Any further changes or corrections? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Right.
Opposed, motion is carried. Next, we have the treasurer's report.
In the cemetery checking, we have $39.24. The cemetery perpetual care, we have $10,278.92. Cemetery savings, we have $2,367.59. The town checking, we have $1,986.25. The money market, we have $195,285.90. The LGIP general is $131,380.44.
And anything outstanding?
No, we have nothing outstanding.
Nothing. Okay.
I mean, we do have some, we did collect 3 garbage collections. Those came in, I got a check from Jay, or sorry,
For through taxes.
Ryan, through taxes. And the other thing was, I think it was like a closed or open managed forest range, yeah, which that goes through the county too.
Okay. I noticed under current assets, it's American Rescue Plan. ARPA.
Yep.
And that'll be, the monies came in, but what monies came in, we put into, basically the general fund, right?
Yeah,
There's 57,000.
Okay, and then, but other assets, I see 60,000. Is that going to be expenditures or?
No, that's a town
That's-
hall.
Okay, okay, I got it.
License for dogs, that's coming more than last year or
about the same,
about the same? Okay.
maybe a little bit more. There might be a little bit more this year.
I got to receive a few calls saying where, how.
Yeah, I get one a week yet
Okay.
or so.
Have you gotten any on the internet yet?
No,
Okay,
but I didn't check it this, I was gone last week. so-
well, probably, no, I didn't see any either, so
Okay, you have
I'll
the
talk more
treasurer,
about that later.
you have the treasurer's financial report. Any more further questions?
I make a motion to accept the treasurer's report as presented.
I second.
Motion made to accept the treasurer's report. Any further comments? Hearing none, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, motion is carried. Public comments and correspondence. Ruth, do you have any correspondence?
No, other than like I was telling you, I have the Sam's number that I got renewed. And I did, yes, today finally. And I have a census report that I had to complete. So that's about all the correspondence that I
Okay.
have.
Like I was asking Ruth if she had gotten a bill from Bailey Regional Planning Commission. As you know, at our last special meeting, we did approve that. And I did send them an email asking to send us a bill, but they have not sent us a bill yet, so we're not a member of that. Wisconsin Town, Door County unit of Wisconsin Towns Association, our dues are $50. That's the first time we paid dues in 15 years that we had enough money, so that's a check for that. That's ongoing one. And just a common note, our recycling program for our township, in 2021, we had 70.91 tons of recycling material.
70 tons.
Almost 71 tons of recycling material.
So we should be getting some kind of a kickback.
There's a little, you help a little bit on that, that's correct.
Mhm.
Right, on that.
I wonder.
Also, the broadband expansion grant that we talked about at our special meeting, that application has been submitted now, was submitted for March 13th. And the only comment I had on that is that Clay Banks did not want to support that plan. They had a different idea. You probably saw that email. So
Yes.
that's the only thing on that program.
Well, that's also on the, here as a bullet point.
Okay, yeah, okay. And the Oshkosh, we got a water sampling program going on for your water sampling. That's still up until March 31st. So that's, water sample, they're looking for people to do that. So that's
Are they announcing that on the radio or posting it in the paper or anything? Because
they, it was on the Facebook, it was on
Mhm,
Facebook, it was in the
yeah.
media, it was on Door County Daily.
I
News.
don't think I put it on the town website though.
yeah,
Maybe we
should-
could do it one more time if you have this, to put it on. the-
Right, I have that.
I think I got an email on that.
Yeah,
I
me too. I
got
see
an
everybody
email as
now.
well.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
so it's,
And it didn't dawn on me, I was doing too many other things.
Could maybe post one up here too.
Right.
On the board.
I just would like to add on correspondence, Ruth, you've given me this letter that we got from Town Web Design.
Yes.
And they, last month, they told us that they were going to be raising the prices by $10 a month, for another additional $120 a year. So I took that and I looked, we paid for the hosting and everything with the thing back in September for the website. And that was $703, but it includes a domain renewal, which is $15. And I don't think that'll change. It's gonna be base $688. They're gonna add extra $10 or $120 a year to that. I forwarded a message to them requesting information if it's possible. We're on a 1-year cycle, and in the letter they say, if you want to change your billing cycle, you can sign up for fixed pricing for 3 years. So I said, well, what would that take? Is that something we would want to entertain? I mean, we did that with this Hey Gov thing,
Mhm.
and I've asked that they send me some, solid quote.
Yeah, they just said would you be interested so far?
Well, no, they suggested that we encourage you to renew a 3-year contract, lock in your support hosting maintenance for 3 years. And with inflation and everything else coming, $10. I mean, we've been paying this for a long time at this rate, and they provided excellent service. So I think that's something that we'll probably have as if we want to go that route, I think it makes sense.
Okay. Future, if you get that information for next month, Larry, give that to Ruth so we can put that in the agenda.
Yes, I will. Yeah, yeah.
Great.
I will.
Anything else for public comment? Okay, moving on.
There's no one here online.
Nobody online, okay. Anything from the Southern Door Fire Department? Okay, anything from the sanitary, Maplewood Sanitary District?
No, nothing.
Is there election today?
Yes.
They have
Yes.
members up? Are they got a full slate?
Chris Sampo did not take papers out or register, so
So it
it's
might
all
be-
write-ins, all
write-in-
write-ins, yeah.
write-ins again,
Mhm.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so we'll have a lot of write-ins for the election coming up.
Okay,
Mhm.
okay, Larry, on the cemetery report, anything new?
No, nothing new per se, but we'll probably be scheduling a cleanup sometime before Memorial Day next month.
Okay. Okay. American Rescue Plan update, Ruth, I guess, and there was an email, another email how to fill out the form. And
Mhm.
you're on top of that right now.
Not really.
Not yet.
We have, We have the, April 2nd when we go to Manitowoc. I was
Right.
hoping they'll have something on that too.
That is gonna be, they said it might be one of the things.
Yes, that would be discussed. I thought, well, get all the information there before I even try to do something with it.
Yeah, there was, I was gonna bring my computer, but there was a last email this past week.
Yes, there's something on there. Yeah, they had like a webinar on there
Yes,
too, and I
yes.
didn't look at it yet.
Okay, okay,
I've got it written down.
okay.
I think it was on March 13th. It was sent out.
Mhm. Okay, anything else on American Rescue Plan? And maybe we should see some more. So, broadband update, this county has hired a broadband coordinator.
Great.
So that person will be following that a little bit more closely. All right,
Do you know who that is, or?
yeah, Jessica Hatch. Yes, I saw that name, and I believe, didn't she work with Door County Broadband?
I don't know.
I think she was with Door County Broadband.
It was possible.
I-
There was a podcast, podcast this past week with the, from Bailey's Harbor. And the guy that headed up that whole thing up there talked about what municipality steps are for a municipality to take for broadband. And one of them was, as we've heard in the past, form a committee.
Mhm.
But then they were saying the real key work done at the local level is to survey your residents to find out what their interest level is and what would they be willing to pay and so on and so forth. So there's a whole questionnaire that was developed. It was used by Liberty Grove. It was used by Washington Island, which are the three spots that are really going on this. Turns out that he is retired up in Bailey's Harbor, is he's retired technology leader from Madison. He just retired up here, and he's offering his services. So once we have this coordinator at the county level, then I think we're probably going to have to start thinking strong about appointing a committee and then developing questionnaire and then surveying our constituents. Because like you mentioned before, Claybanks was a part of this thing for broadband for charter, and he spoke specifically to that particular thing. They're just, he didn't use the term cherry picking, but that's in essence.
Yeah,
what he was
well,
talking about.
yeah. That's a pretty-
So, I found that or that broad podcast interesting. It was on the Peninsula Pulse this week. So,
Okay, anything else? No, we'll move on to state code retention policy update. Back in November, we talked about adopting the state code, and by golly, on March 1st of this year, finally got the report back from the state. And so we can, the whole state code is 55 pages long. So
Really?
I printed it, Ruth, rather
Yeah, I
than
was-
have you go out, and it took a lot of time to figure out, we had to go to the League of Municipalities to get this one little ordinance to what we could combine. So here is a copy of the ordinance,
Yeah, I have it.
and Ruth, did you have a
Yes, I
chance to
did.
review?
I
the
did.
One that was suggested?
That other paragraph, I don't think that would pertain to us. I know it pertains to us, but I can't think of anything else that the state wouldn't have already thought about as far as retaining some records.
there's this, this is all semi-related. It was this sub-grant that was provided by the Department of Elections, Wisconsin Department of Elections, with regard to reimbursement to go into the WI email accounts. And I brought that to you along with my expenses for that,
Yeah.
and then completed the documentation for that you had signed.
Mhm, mhm.
And then I noted that on the highlighted in yellow on top, look at the retention.
Must maintain all documents of expenditures made using requested sub-grant funds until December 2032.
That,
Wow.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
federal.
But I'm sure, yeah.
probably federal,
Yeah.
but,
Mhm,
but
mhm.
that's gonna have to somehow or another just be, I don't know, figure. So I attached again my expenses,
Okay.
the
Well,
receipt.
you want me to keep this or is this
That's
your copy?
yours.
Okay, okay. 'cause
That's the
I'll put it-
original one. That's the one
put it
you
with this
signed and then
Oh,
I filled
okay.
out
Mhm.
and then I sent it in.
Yes,
And
because
I
I did
got
have a copy.
acknowledgement back from Don Selesky at the
Mhm, mhm.
Wisconsin Elections
Okay.
Commission. And so that's all concluded, but
Okay.
it's related to retention because there's that
Mhm,
thing
mhm.
here.
Yeah.
And that's not on the state.
That's not a mistake. No.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
I don't know how
Yeah, I
you,
don't think there'd be anything, that the state would have put into their
No,
record keeping.
for that, but it's just, again, another
It's
one of
federal,
those
yeah. Mhm.
things and you
Mhm.
retain the record,
Right,
so
right.
there you have it.
Now-
Sorry about that. Roy.
No, no.
Like for a file heading, what would this be? Just the expense from WI Gov
Yeah, it's
the authorization
the,
form.
yeah, it's the move, it's the,
to Hey Gov or
no, it's
No,
not the
not
Hey
Hey Gov,
it's to the
WI, yeah,
WI.gov. In
from
other words,
.com.
from our own
Yeah,
Gmail or
okay.
.com address
Mhm, mhm,
to the .gov addresses.
mhm.
And
Okay.
so therefore, I put an expense report in, tried to cover, I just put down my mileage
Mhm, mhm.
and the time I spent and the minimal amount of money we
Yeah,
actually
that's
spent
very
with
little.
rack space. So it wasn't even $300, but they would give us 600. But I didn't put that kind of money.
But you put a request in.
Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah, that's what you're,
Mhm.
Yeah.
okay.
No, so whatever that expense account was, what was it? I gave it to you now, through 200 and some.
269.
269, so the state then will reimburse.
Keep it in here, so I take our deeds.
Just
Nothing in
thought I'd mention that.
it. Okay.
And so this would be then an ordinance that we will use to adopt the state record schedule.
Right.
Right, and Larry, I would attach, when you're posting this, I would attach the exhibit to it too, also,
This one,
that page right there.
yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
I would attach that too.
This is basically for somebody to come in and look at any of the records they want to see for the town.
No,
No.
that's a.
We have to
our
hold all
record.
those records.
That's
Just-
retent.
It's, how long do we keep our records?
Mhm.
And that
Yeah.
form, that big pack is, it tells you what kind of a record and how long you have to keep it.
Mhm.
It shows that we just acknowledge
Yeah.
the states or the federal government.
We did have an ordinance that we had put together several years ago.
In 2017, we
2017.
worked darn hard on this.
Yeah, yeah, I
ordinance
know.
That we put together in 2017 to make sure we were covered everything. Well, by
This really
adopting the
covers
state, now we're sure of covering everything for a length of time.
Okay.
And there was a nice article in the Town Association book talking about that.
Well, we'll complete that form and get a number on it and then,
Do you have a number, Ruth?
Yes, now this is the ordinance, right? Yeah, it's 2022-01. That's our first ordinance we did have a resolution, but not an ordinance with that number.
yeah, 01.
-01, yes.
There's no money involved.
And
So
this will replace the one in 2017.
Yes.
are you comfortable passing this ordinance?
I make a motion that we adopt Town of Forestville ordinance 2022-01 to replace the record retention policy, which was ordinance 2017-09.
I'm going with the state.
And going with this ordinance 2022-01, which adopts the state
State
schedule,
retention, yeah.
the record schedule.
Second,
A motion made second. Any further discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
all right.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Okay, we need signatures on these three copies.
these things don't really apply to us. Vehicle inspection reports.
You never know.
Yep, never know.
Never
know.
Back to roof.
Oh,
See, I'll put that in this folder.
Okay. Anything updates on QuickBooks and eGov site update, Larry? Any update on that?
yes, as a matter of fact, there's a lot of update. I worked with Dina to get our payment system going
Right.
with, and I was over with Ruth. She has the payment stripe reader, card reader. And I've been in touch with the folks at HeyGov. The second stripe reader is not ours. It somehow or another got to us. We need one.
Oh,
Anyway, that's just a piece of information. I wanted to share with you what we have here. This is our website as it exists today. There's a couple of things that I have never been able to really share with everybody. Would like to do that today. You'll notice that there's this accessibility widget. When you click on that accessibility widget up in the corner,
That little band, that
Yeah.
band.
you can move that. Now, for some people, that might be in the way. And so if I can choose, let's say I want to move it over on the left side, I just say, move the widget, and it moves. And now if I had anything over here, it wouldn't have been hidden behind there because now the widget is over there. So I can move the widget wherever I want at whatever point in time I want, anytime. And this is individually set up so that our users could do it. Now, of course, when I do that, it's like that. So it's over there now. That's one widget. There's a second widget. It's this one. It says submitting a form or an issue. So before I,
Oh, there, okay, there we go.
but before I go to that, I'm gonna go further down. We got HeyGov on your town on your phone, and this is where you can get this app. So if you have it on your phone, you can also access this HeyGov and get all of your application stuff on the site. No matter where you move on the website, no matter what page you go to, if I go to the forms and permit page, these widgets that are on the right side remain where you place them. So this is where they're at. We have dog licenses, and Dina and I worked on that a little bit, a lot actually, for the regular dog license or the dog kennel license application. And this is the information that we used to have and still have on the website. However, in order to apply, you don't no longer go here, you just click over here to go and get a license. So when you click on that, it takes you over here and it says, well, here, you want to license your dog. And it gives you information about how you would go about that process. Yeah, okay, this is good. So you would go in and say, I want to license my dog. And the first thing it does is it brings this license up and says, this is for 3 dogs. And it tells you what the costs are. And if you have more than dogs, you need a kennel license, you can go here. But it asks you to complete the information. So I put my name in here, and if I were to have continued to fill all of this stuff in, it would have populated. The only things it really needs are those little red things that are highlighted in red.
Yes.
So you continue, and it comes in here and it says, okay, enter details. So the name of the dog, its color, its breed, its sex, and this is a drop down. So it's either a male or a female. And its status, it's either spayed or neutered, or it's unaltered, whatever. Then you've got the veterinarian's name, a place for the vaccine, what the lot number is, and the rabies tag number. And then you could go in there and say, you know, just punch a date. Well, I had this done last week, you know, and whatever. You can fill this out just by choosing the dates. And then you have choose a file. So people can either take a picture or they can, you know, scan it and upload the PDF.
Good idea.
And then it continues on. Well, if I had a second dog, I just go in here and I click a second dog.
You can put another-
And then I put another dog in here and I can add a third dog. So that's, you can submit up to 3 dogs on this particular license. And it calculates payment predicated on what you've completed in here.
Put in, yeah.
And it also has logic in here that says, if I had 2 unaltered animals, that'd be $30.
Mhm.
And then if I had a third with spayed, that would bring it to $40. And it would make it more sense to a citizen than to say, well, I'm gonna get a kennel license. So that is how that particular thing works. I'm going to go back here to the town website because there are other permits. One being the above ground manure line application form, offline, a PDF, or online. So as it was, or as it is now future, offline or online for the driveway and highway access, or for the underground right of way. You can go to that page, or if you happen to be, if a citizen happens to be on the home page, they could click this widget down in the corner, and it says, well, what do you want to do? Well, I want to get a license or a permit. And when you click that, it opens up the permits, all permits that are available for online use.
Mhm.
So there are all of the various licenses that we now have in place. If instead they were to have gone back, if I can find my mouse. Okay, I was back here. I'll go back to the home page. Come on. Well, go back here and say, I wanted to report an issue. This is another feature that's been put on the site where people can add a picture to explain what they want to send us. They can describe what it is they want to send us. And then they could also give us a location on the map. If we've allowed location, it'll pick up wherever we wanted to, you know, scroll to in or out. And they could highlight an area and get it to us, and we could go look at it. I don't know why it showed up in Minneapolis, St. Paul, but it did.
That's where you were, Larry.
Well, I might have been at the time. I don't know where it was. We gotta be coming to a lake pretty quick. Okay. No,
You're away from Penmine.
no, I'm not gonna go.
You're in Penmine.
Armstrong Creek, been by.
Yeah, okay, so, yay, we're getting close, you know? So if we said we had something in the area, in the town, and somebody wanted to say we're having a problem with something in, you know, on one of these roads of ours that are out there, and we can identify where it is, we can go in there and we can drop a pin. And that'll say, well, whatever, obviously that doesn't work so well.
Where the dips are.
Where the dips are. Yeah,
Yeah.
well, in other words, they can do this and then, you know, give information, they can upload a photo, that type of thing and submit it. To me,
Now, where's that gonna go? If you hit submit, where's that gonna go?
well, this is from the public facing webpage. This is where it is. I'm gonna stop sharing this for a moment. And I'm going to share a different page. Here, I believe. Okay, this is the page that we would access then.
Mhm.
Now, what this says is it has the last 2 permits that I put up, but you can always browse for more forms. This was the notice about last month's meeting and video that was there. And we can then go in here and we can say, let's go to the home. This is it. All right, the dashboard. Here's the dashboard. On the dashboard, we would see how many forms or requests we have received. And it's got a running time. They have what they refer to as 311 requests. None have been registered. But if somebody had wanted to report to us that there was a pothole somewhere or a bridge problem or whatever signage went down, they could do that.
Tip in the road.
And it'll show up here. And again, we can then go in here and deal with that and decide how we want to deal with it. So if we go to this Hey 311, we don't have any reported issues yet, because it's just went up just this weekend. So we can then look and decide what action we're going to take. And we can either say it's been received, it's in progress, we've resolved it, we're not going to do anything about it, or what department is going to get it. And when we assign it, it'll drop into one of the departments. Administration is one department. Animal control, invasive species, driveways and roads, or finance. So it'll be something along those lines. Now, if I take and move this up here, if I go in here and go to departments, these are the departments that we now have. And in this particular administration department, you'll see every one of us are listed in here. And the admins are you, Ruth, myself. So I have the clerk, myself, Dina, and then I also have the fellow from Hayweb, he's an administrator as well. So that is, if it goes in here, then it's being administered now by me. We would get that information. Also working in the admin department with Dina, we put on the banking information, the account information, and it's in a ready status. So therefore I was able to also include, when I put the scanner at Ruth's house, I was able to link it, and it's now linked and can be used. If anybody ever uses it, that's fine, or if not, it's available. Animal control and invasive species, the members here, Jason, Roy, and I, we most likely would be the ones that get the calls. For driveways and roads, the same. The 3 of us usually are the ones that get the calls. And lastly would be finance. It would be Dina, Ruth, or myself, because being an admin, anytime you get payments, they're going to be showing up in here. So once an individual gets into, as we look at it at the home dashboard level, those requests then will get shuttled to those departments and those members of the departments. So in essence, most of us will be getting most of those at the same time. And you'll see, and if somebody responds or answers, it will also appear. So that's the home page, the dashboard, license, and Hey 311, which again is the requests. And then we have Hey Pay, Hey Government Pay. So this would enable, and I have not yet worked this up yet, but I got a message from him today that he said that, where is it?
So that's basically what you have.
The strike fee, there's two pieces to this thing. A lot of people set up Hey Gov Pay for online payments for utilities, water bills. They're also using those to request for money through email, And we might, they could do if there was a need, we could set it up where people could either send us an email or whatever, and we could process it through this. So they could pay money. I don't know at this point how that would work. I'm leaving that one just cool its heels. It was in here, they said, we might need to take that second point of sale off your hands. We'll probably do it when Dustin and Megan get to Wisconsin this week. We'll let you know. Strike's been vague with us the past couple of weeks on that one. They don't even know why we got to. So that's one. And then the other piece is Hay Reserve. Now, this says your current plan doesn't support this. And later on, this will be worked with. And in here, he said, this is 90%. They're still cooking it. We hope to get it to you first. Fastest thing we'll have to be is a beta build. I can activate for you to start next week. What do you think? I'm going to tell them let me see it. Let me see what Hay Reserve looks like. How I've been doing a lot with them on that. So these are all things that are within
Hay Reserve, that would be registering the town hall, serving the town hall.
Pavilion, Town Hall.
That's what we're talking about.
That's what Hay Reserve will be.
Okay.
So this is our inside look at it. It's a little different. So I wanted you to see that. And anybody who watches these videos from the town board, we do have viewers on our meetings. They will then be able to see this is now here. It's available. Not everything is functional fully, but it certainly came a long way. So I'll stop sharing that. And there may be one other. No, I'm not going to be able to do that. So I won't. Okay. So stop sharing. Oh, no. Go away. All right. So those things are out there. We made a lot of progress. It's been a lot of work, but it's I think the kinds of things that we really need to have in place. And they seem to be, it seems the pieces are all there, but until we actually get transactions through there or requests through there, we're not going to know.
So basically, when we do tax, when we get ready for the tax season, our newsletter is gonna have an update on all this stuff.
Probably have a 2-page.
Yes,
Yeah.
because then they can tell all the dog licenses and stuff. If they want to do it online, they can do it online. They don't have to put it through the mail.
Yeah, we'll have a.
The interesting thing about this, for me, was that I got a message from them about the fact that, we bought this or went into this predicated on the fact that they would include a reserve, and they're charging big bucks extra for that. However, the fact that we actually have that was part of what they sold us when we looked back in November. It was not my idea, it was certainly theirs. And so when I got this message back, I got a message here. If I can't pull it up on the screen, but this is an overview of the hay pay type of stuff, and he explains things. But what I got was interesting was the shout out. We're happy. We love working with every one of you. It makes great strides in the use of HayGov and helping resident clerks, municipalities. Also, you give us amazing constructive feedback, supports everyone in the use of the platform. And this week, our shout out goes to the city of Clayton, connecting up in their stuff, but then the town of Forestville got a shout out. Larry and team from Forestville is instrumental in guiding us toward the next steps and what's needed. Incredibly grateful. And that's just from them to us, because when they started down this path of Hay Reserve, they had ideas on how to do it. And I kept saying, well, you can't do that this way. We need to have something else. One thing that is still not in place, and I didn't mention it before, but when anybody uses this system to pay, there's the fee is going to be handled by Stripe as an addition to the payment. So if they paid that whatever dog fee or whatever, it's a certain percentage plus 25 cents for the transaction, minimal amount, but that's going to be charged to their credit card rate. And what I asked for was that they need to put a disclaimer, if you will, a click of some sort to publish that basically says, I'm going to add this payment. They're going to have to click a button saying, I understand that the payment fee is non-refundable. So if somebody were to let's say somebody decides ultimately to rent the town hall and they give a payment online of the deposit, the $50, is it a $50?
75.
$75 deposit, they're going to be processed and pay that fee. If after everything is okay, then you'll be able to go in there and just say, cancel this charge, and they get a refund back against their credit card, but not for that fee. And in order to process the payment, they're going to have to click the box. That I want in there because I want people to understand, if they're going to get a refund, that's not going to include the fee that already went to Stripe. We don't
Yeah,
get it.
we didn't get it.
So, anyway, lots of detail here, but making a lot of progress.
Kind of a long way since we started back in November.
Yep.
Yeah. You're right, Dina, but that's the time to have a nice.
Yes.
But by that time, we'll have the bugs worked out of this.
Right. Yep.
Well, and yeah, we can have, as a byproduct of this whole process, I became aware of a program called Loom, Loom. And with Loom, I can record summaries with examples like what we did tonight, but it's just short bits and pieces. And so I could provide links. We could put those together and provide links for the end of the year. And that way people could read it, but they then could link and see it.
So if this is in the system, they get a receipt.
Mhm.
I still have to send them the dog tag.
And they also have to upload that rabies vaccination.
Right.
Mhm.
Okay.
And on the back end of that process, you already got a tracking mechanism in place outside of that county program, right?
In Excel, I have something in
Yeah.
Excel.
Yeah, I mean, that's how you've been keeping track of it.
Right. I'm just trying to, so whatever they do in there, I'm still gonna have to take that form and put it in my Excel, right? Because that's not, you can't do that through there at all. There's no way to download it to an Excel.
Until we get the first one, I can't answer that question.
Okay.
That's my ultimate goal, is to do exactly
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
Or if you get a printout even.
Yeah.
And then put it with yours.
Well, what I really would like to see is I'd like to see that data file
Down there,
that you can just import.
right?
yes,
Mhm.
yeah,
I mean,
So
to
you
me,
need
that's,
one report. Yeah.
that, that's the streamlining.
Mhm.
But I mean, to get to this point, it's not a walk in the park.
Mhm. Oh, yeah.
There's a lot-
no, yeah.
Mhm.
lot of
I
detail.
think they'll have to give us another year.
Well,
I mean, the company.
Oh,
Gosh,
Yeah,
okay,
well, this is good.
very
I
good,
think
That's
it's
good.
working well.
very good.
Okay, nothing more.
I added, you discussed the use of barriers for the April election. The reason I put that in there, I went to the clinic in Sturgeon Bay and they took down their glass
Oh, they
shield
did,
in front
okay.
when you come in.
really?
Yes,
Uh-huh.
but you still have to wear a
Oh,
mask.
good for them.
So I guess it's what you feel, Ruth. Do you think you have to put those up or just have the poll workers wear a mask or what?
I think I'll ask the poll workers. I'm gonna have them get together the week before and maybe I'll ask them what
Okay.
they feel.
Okay,
I know I send a little memo to Jill, wondering if the other clerks have discussed this, and I didn't get anything back yet.
and then that-
I think I'll just have sanitizer there for people
Mhm.
walking in and also mask if they feel they want a mask.
And I think it would be up to the workers, they're the ones that are.
Yes.
we're in the green area now.
Yes,
so we're-
And yet if they don't want to wear a mask and they want the barriers, it's nothing much to put
Yeah,
them together,
yeah.
you know. Yeah, and I'll have actually 6 workers. I have 5, they'll be working, but there's, well, 6, but 2 of them are doing a split shift, so,
Okay. okay,
yeah, I'll ask them.
Okay, so
I have 2 new ones, so I have to do some education
education.
the week before.
Well, didn't you just have a training?
Clerks did, not,
Oh, clerks, I
not the
see,
poll
I see. Well,
workers,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, you're almost.
And the
have to.
2 new poll workers have no idea, the system, so I want to train them.
Oh, sure, sure.
Yeah,
Okay, okay, so you got a plan.
yes, yeah. And I noticed that Jill and Bart still had their plexiglass barriers when I was there the other day.
Yes, they found, some of them took down, some of the departments took down their barriers, so some people grabbed them, like in the treasurer's office, they put them all along the wall,
Oh,
all along the counter in
Yeah,
the treasurer's
yeah.
office. So
oh, yeah,
it's, so everybody's got a little bit different idea.
Yeah, the people who work in those environments are the ones who make those
Mhm, yeah,
decisions.
yeah.
So, and that's reasonable.
Okay.
Got a box of show and tell.
What have we got here?
Okay, before I go on, the question was siding the town hall, new siding on the town hall. We budgeted $5,000 in our budget for 2022. This is gonna cost more than $5,000.
Mhm.
I would think so.
Yeah,
So do we want to proceed with siding the town hall? It's gonna,
Well, what's it gonna cost? What are our options?
Are the windows
it
good?
doesn't get any cheaper, I can tell you that.
Are the windows good in the town hall?
The windows are good.
Windows are good?
Yeah, I won't do that.
I got 2 bids.
What, did we only budget 5,000?
Well, we didn't know we were going to do this, okay, so everybody got one? Okay.
I'm sorry about that.
Sure.
So did we run it?
Now, these are not bids, these are not bids,
Okay,
these are quotes or proposals, because you're not locking a bid, we did not go out for bids.
So the smart side, I've been hearing about the smart side horizontal siding.
Is that the,
You're gonna get this? Okay. You got 2 bids here, one from Anapee and one from Vans. The bid from Anapee is this material right here. This is what we're talking about right here. But this material is a press board with vinyl, and it can be painted. It's only gonna go on the wall this way. The problem with this is that it's gotta stay 6 inches or 8 inches above the ground level. So you will have the same problem with this as what you're seeing right here. Now, in order to put this on to correctly, they would put an 8-inch board around the bottom, and then you put this. And this is the smart side, LP smart side, and it's basically a press board.
that,
That's almost like years ago.
yeah,
yeah.
That is what Anapee,
They've been taking off.
basically
Anapee,
OSB back there.
Right.
Anapee gave us quote for $20,860. And again, you see in there, they wrap it all up and put trimming. Vans would do that same job for $17,200. So there's quite a bit of difference in that if we go with that side. The next kind of siding we have is a little one level better. And this again is what they call the Everlast Sighting. Again, it's designed, it's a little thinner. And it needs to be painted, and it goes on this way. This is the Everlast Sighting.
Processed milk bottles.
Mhm.
And that one there, we could put that on for $16,200 2 Vans. The siding that is recommended is the same everlasting, but this is the siding that would be vertical siding going on like this. And it would make if you put that kind of siding on, if you look along the side, you can see the waves. This one here is vertical siding, and it's the same material as this, only it's much thicker. It can be in contact with the ground. And this is a house on Toggy Road that's got it on. The reason why it's all
That's
white.
vertical.
Yeah, that's all vertical siding, and that looks nice because it's got a
Oh, yeah.
black roof. I would not recommend white on this building because our trim is white, and I would recommend this color.
Yeah.
Now, this can be put on from Vans for 20,400. So what I'm saying here, Van will put that premium siding on for less money than what Anna P is quoting the siding.
Smart.
And that can be in ground level, and of course, they would run that down closer to the ground around the building.
And that's where the problem is.
Yeah,
That's where all the rock in the corner.
that's where they're out in the corner.
So how does this hold? I mean, I would assume it would hold up
It's
to,
nailed.
Nail is, it's,
It'd be nailed.
but I mean, for anybody hitting it
well,
or,
that's what, yeah, I didn't want to get any prices for vinyl or for aluminum.
No, because that cracks,
Yeah.
that breaks,
Yeah.
Yeah,
weathers too much.
that's,
This is like we process, like I said, milk products or whatever. This is-
and it gives you, did you see the picture? Here's the picture of the house.
Yes, I did see it.
You gotta take a look at it, it's real sharp, sharp.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, very nice.
definitely like the
Very nice,
birth.
yeah.
I just-
Yeah.
It looks nice.
this is what Darren and Kayla are trying to put on.
Both Vans and NFP would work it in their schedule this year.
And I think that if you do this, I would go in one of these names, you know, you're gonna get it done right. That's-
Yeah, they're both reputable. And NFP indicated that it might be slightly more. Van said, I think we can hold a price on, even though Van's date is back in January 13th is when he gave me that quote. Because it's, it's not as very, they would remove the product and on about right now, they would put the trimmer, there's, this book shows you what kind of trim goes around the windows to kind of corners.
Well, this would have the wrap.
Yeah, you're gonna tie back, yeah, you gotta tie back. Yeah.
Well, I mean, we've done the inside and the outside
Yeah,
is
It
necessary.
really needs it.
So,
I wonder how long ago they did that.
That was last year, I think. That's, you can go and take a look at
Yeah,
that.
that's some nice
Yeah,
stuff.
I just took a picture. I want to go, okay. Derek and Kayla are building this summer and that's what they're talking about putting on and
Yeah,
That's the latest thing.
it's,
Right, yeah.
it's expensive.
That's
Everything's
Everything.
and when you look along the side of this, it'll make this building look a little taller.
Mhm.
It'll make it
I
look,
like the locking on these.
yeah,
It's
that's
very durable on the back side.
durable and it takes care of the expansion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And there's just really, you can see there's only two color choices. Like this one.
With the-
I don't
I don't know. We didn't see no book.
Okay. So, yeah, put it back in here.
well, I mean, it's a government building, so you know, government tan is institutional gray.
Yeah, this would go with the roof.
Right,
This color would go with the roof. There's another lighter color. It's not quite, it's almost like what we got on right now. It's
What colors do they have?
here we go.
An antique.
If you want to keep it, you could, that's the book, you can keep it. If you want to take that would be out of your.
Oh, okay,
if you-
awesome. Thank
See
you.
the color?
I somehow. in my
Is
mind,
it chestnut? Is that what it's called?
Recall.
This one here is chestnut.
Chestnut.
Yeah.
I figured we're gonna spend more than that.
I thought we.
Oh, 15. That's what I
Yeah,
thought,
that's what I
15 for
recall.
sure.
She wants like a.
I just don't have that
Mhm.
paperwork with me that I could go back and look. When we were doing our budgeting, Luke, I don't remember what we budgeted for that. I thought it was more than 5,000.
Well, I looked on our budget sheet, that's what it was, that's what we had down for 20. unless
Yeah, it could be. I don't have it with me.
But
Yeah.
we have the funds to do that,
Mhm.
Sure.
and,
Well, there's that issue, and I know I've raised this issue in the past. would it be to our advantage to consider, some HVAC upgrade for the whole place?
I think you're right, but I think that's in another year, maybe next year, you consider that.
Right.
Yeah,
But I still think that that's
yeah,
one of those issues
yeah.
that we seal up the building, we're fixing up the building and taking it a step at a time,
Mhm.
which is good.
Mhm.
And I, for one, think this is the right route for us to go, whether or not we budgeted for it. It needs to be done, or we're just gonna deteriorate on the outside. So to that end, I would make a motion that we go ahead and have Vans put the Everlast siding on.
The vertical,
The vertical.
Vertical siding.
The vertical siding in the color that you
yeah,
indicated,
it's just,
or chestnut, whatever it's called,
yeah, chestnut.
chestnut. So that's the form of the motion.
Right.
And I agree that we should consider HVAC
Mhm.
maybe next year.
Yeah, yeah,
And we'll come budgeting time, we should talk about it.
yeah,
Mhm,
yeah.
mhm.
yeah.
I second that. The thing is, this is a proposal. I mean, are we gonna get something? This is not really a concrete estimate.
No.
So it could come in a little bit less. It could be
It could
probably a little bit
but
more.
The chances are really good.
I know.
Jeff's daughter is when I gave me back that,
Mhm.
and then when I picked the last week is when I picked up these samples. Ruth and I were gonna go and we couldn't get together, and so I called him up and he gave me samples, and I said, "Do the same thing here." So, okay, we have a motion on the floor to go with the band's proposal for $20,400, $400.
Yeah.
including the siding, the wraparound and seal around the windows and type par flashing strip. Okay. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
All right.
Aye.
Opposed, motion is carried. Thank you.
So we're going the whole.
Yeah.
We're not, like, this one's kind of this way and this way.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a nice look.
Yeah.
Stone over there.
Yeah, yeah, the siding in front all comes off, this all comes
We'll
down.
wait for your big light out.
You want
there,
this
big
picture,
sign.
Sure. Thanks.
Some nice LEDs.
There you go.
Okay, okay, Rosenwood Roadwork, nature has been good to us this year.
Mhm.
We only spent, our bill is only $7,468 so far. And I counted 7 dips so far in our roads that we had to put signs up. And the signs this year were counted into the shoulder. And by golly, on Rosewood Road, the frost must be coming out because now they're laying on,
Yep.
they're laying on the.
Good wrong.
Yes, the frost is coming out.
Yeah.
Heard all about it.
You heard all about it. okay.
After the end of the week, it'll only, it's
Mhm.
supposed to get rain all week, basically.
That's what they're saying.
And the project is done on Anschutz Road. Group got the bill for that. It was over 40 trees that we Krieger cut down on Anschutz Road. It looks
That's gonna look different.
a little bit different there. It looks real different. We do have another, when we do our road review, we do have a look at some more trees that might have to come down.
Excuse me.
And that brings us to the road review date. I have, our next meeting is going to be on April 19th. Usually we do it right after that on probably Thursday, the 21st or Friday, the 22nd to do a road review. If you wait until May, usually the frost should be all out. If we wait until May, we're getting a little bit late to get some action done. Now, as of today, we have not received information on our TRI, TRID, and TRIS, our grant programs. We haven't received that information. Hopefully, we have it around the 1st of April. We haven't received that yet.
Well, if we were looking at we have our annual meeting followed then by our town board meeting
On the 19th.
on the 19th. And I personally would like to see us. When I get to this, Thursday, the 21st, I would be open. The 22nd is a conflict for me. But I would be available on the 21st, Thursday, the 21st. If we're wanting to do it then, do the road review then.
On a Thursday.
Yeah. How would that work for you, Jason?
Works for me.
Okay, we'll tentatively set it for Thursday, April 21st. That'd be here at about 8:30.
Mhm.
The only thing we'll change is we have big snowstorms or something like that, then we'll have to reschedule it.
Mhm.
And we have had
Yes.
snowstorms in April already.
Yeah.
Oh, yes,
Yes,
yes.
yeah, okay. Okay,
And we'd start here at 8:30, you say?
yes, 8:30. Okay, next item would be payment of bills.
Okay, we start at February 22nd with the Century Tel bill on page 2. Oh, 3 actually, of the packet. We're in top, we're close to the top.
You can tell.
Yep.
Got the library thing.
Yep.
Mhm.
We just, yeah, we gotta send that. For some reason, Roy got a page all to himself.
I got these all for myself.
Yeah, I don't know why. I couldn't get it. It printed one page and it just had Roy's thing on it. I don't know why.
Well, that is the way it is.
Yeah, I
It is what
figured.
it is, like you say.
We did, you got that thing in there in your description, email migration. So if
Yes.
anybody ever wants to look back, they can see where and what.
Mhm.
That's good. So our road bills have been reasonable this year.
Mhm.
Even though there are times it was like they seem to be every day,
Mhm.
wasn't that bad.
I did the meeting. I forgot to tell you.
Make a motion to
I don't know
pay
if
the
there's
bills.
anything else.
I got nothing.
Motion by Larry to pay the bills, is a
Nothing
second.
I wanted to
Oh, here,
report.
can you-
I'll
can I take
second.
your stuff?
The only notice that there is a donation to the Portsmouth Library, that's a 2-year donation.
Yes.
Yeah, that's.
And I
we
will
talked
notice,
about
I
that.
will tell them about that, yeah.
Yeah, we talked about that. Didn't we last time?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
but we just did the check this month.
Right, that's fine.
Mhm. Okay, there's motion, any further discussion? All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Fine.
Opposed, motion's carried.
I have a question to ask. Is it okay if I keep the stubs and give them to Dina from your checks, or do you want them?
We don't need them.
No, okay, Larry. I'll get to come out and watch this.
Okay, the next meeting is the WPA meeting back at Amphlock on April 2nd, starts at 8:15. And so we'd like to be there. It'll take us about, what, an hour and a quarter to get there? Would that be the figure?
Good hour.
Good hour to get there
Yeah,
on there. Anybody driving by themselves? Are you going by yourself? Jason, are you?
I don't think so. I don't know yet.
Okay.
I'm not
The only
really sure.
question I might have is, you might have to drop me in Green Bay, like on our way back home. Because then we might head up north.
Oh, I see.
okay.
Okay.
You just came up from the south. What are you
Yeah.
talking about?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just drop it like at Service Motors or
Menards or something.
Menard, or something that we come along.
We
that
won't
we-
drop you off the road. on the
No.
other side of the road. No,
Now,
no.
we're all going to be going, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
uh-huh,
We're all
yeah,
going,
send it all
I don't
in.
know if I'll be, I might have to take my own vehicle,
Oh,
so,
Well,
because,
it'll depend on what comes up for me,
mhm,
as
if
far
you're gonna
as
be out,
if
yeah.
I'm gonna be out or not.
Mhm.
So, you know,
Okay.
at this point in
Yeah.
time, I plan to ride,
Okay,
but
Yeah,
if, when you get right close to that, I get another thing coming up.
okay.
Right.
So we talking about leaving around 6:30 or,
Yeah, I would think you'd almost have to.
yeah, about 6:30.
Yeah, probably by the time you pick all this up.
Yeah,
mhm.
yeah, about 6:30. Leave about 6:30.
You're driving, Roy?
Yes, I can drive.
Okay.
I can take 6 people,
Mhm.
but the back seat never been used yet.
I thought you were back there that one day, or was it you?
that was in the old.
That was the old car?
vehicle.
The
Okay,
old
okay.
vehicle. This is the new view.
Okay.
Might not be comfortable. So, well, we'll find out before that result.
I'll let you know, Roy.
Okay, between 6:30, 6:45, you'll probably pick me up.
Yeah, it would be pretty close to 6:30.
Okay.
6:30 at your house. Okay, and so I got that. Anything else for future meetings that we have to talk about?
No, border review is coming up.
Okay, what is, yeah, you got that on there yet? Ruth?
17th,
17.
May 17th, yes,
May 17.
and that is from 4 till 6.
Okay.
And I do have Girl Scout group coming in at 6 o'clock, but they have such a small group, so they can either use this room or the larger, but it doesn't matter. So we'll kind of maybe play by ear. I don't know how many people are gonna be showing up for border review.
Now, the
So-
Board of Review open book is going to be virtual, you said?
Yes,
That's-
yeah.
That's
That on phone, on the
three,
phone, they just call
Oh,
the
just-
assessor,
okay,
yes,
that's gonna
yeah.
be- okay,
That's-
that's-
yeah.
April the 19th,
Yes, we don't have to be here for anything like that.
right.
But the 17th of May,
Okay.
The 17th of May is going to be our
Board of Review, yes,
And that's 4 to 6.
yes. mhm.
Now, do I need to be there for anything?
Not
No,
yet,
no,
unless
no.
Jason can't come.
Unless that could be one person short. or
Yeah.
something, then
It comes in alternate.
then you're an alternate. so.
All right.
But since he doesn't like me.
Oh, yeah, that's right, they can request.
We've been through
I
that,
should,
thank you.
that's a good idea to do all these steps now.
We have the same assessor from as,
No, it's
They
a
changed,
Miles somebody, I didn't really take notice of his name. Must be a new one.
okay, if there's no further business to be conducted at this time, a motion to adjourn would be in order.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Motion made to adjourn. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Motion made to adjourn. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, we are adjourned.